Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is an unplanned video at 15.5 stone weigh-in. At 16.5 stone I sort of decided, well, I'll just keep checking videos just at the stone intervals, but this has been 3 months. I originally planned to get to 15 stone by the end of April, and it is now mid-June, and I'm not expecting to get there until the end of July. So that's 3 full months. Lost months. Got 3 full lost months. Yeah, like I said, today is mid to near the end of June. I'm at 15 stone and 6 pounds, and it's not the first time I've been there. And let me explain. The first time I got to this weight was 3 full months ago. Since then I've risen up to a peak of 15 stone and 12 pounds, almost putting on a half a stone, slid back down quickly enough to 15 stone and 6 pounds, but again hit 2 pounds above that for a fortnight without making any progress. It's the opposite, it's regression, isn't it? Here I am now, and I'm determined to not raise another pound at the end of any of the weeks until the end of July, and to finally crack that 15 stone mark. So I think I'm going to review the different phases over the last year of the weight loss, starting at 19 stone at the end of April last year. I think it was 3 months until the end of July last year. I lost 22 pounds, so quite quickly. From August on, that rate slowed to the first week into December, basically. So that's 4 months. I lost another 18 pounds. Then Christmas happens. I go to Ireland. So I'm at like 16 stone. I achieved 16 stone before Christmas, which was my initial goal, but I put on a half a stone over Christmas, and I come back from Ireland the first week in January at 231 pounds after being down at 224 pounds. From that first week to January all the way to mid-March, so just a little bit over 2 months, I managed to drop that half a stone, and I'm below 15.5 stone. First time getting to the weight I am now 3 months later. So for the last 3 months I have been basically at a plateau of 15, on average 15.5 stone. I peaked in the middle of April, so 2 months ago, at back up to 222 pounds, but other than that peak I've more or less either been at 15 stone and 6 pounds and 15 stone and 8 pounds, so on average 15.5 stone. So looking at that peak, well, back in January I come back from Ireland. I do manage to lose that stone, despite I remember having ankle issues and a sprain. Where I reached that low 3 months ago, it's my son's birthday, my mother comes over, and I return to Ireland with her. So there's like a full 4-week period. I get back to the UK, and that's when I hit that peak. And so those 4 weeks account for that regressive period, and I suppose since then, you've got like 222 pounds at mid-April to get back to 216 pounds by the end of May. So it's not explosive work, but it's just a little over, just a couple of weeks more than how long it took me to lose that initial 216 pound weigh-in. And of course, come the end of May, I go back to Ireland and I get hit with a couple of weeks at 15 stone and 8 pounds. That Christmas glut I had, it might have been a 16,000 calorie deficit, where before Christmas, between April and Christmas last year, I had little either deficits or excesses of calories that I'd eat over or under, and that would carry on into the next week, and it never really extended past another week. But Christmas was a sort of, I suppose, not insurmountable, but effectively, realistically insurmountable 16,000 calorie deficit, and by mid-May I decided to cut it. So this 3-month period I was using soft weekly targets, because I had a massive 20,000 calorie deficit that I was trying to work off for like a half a year at this stage. I wasn't sticking to the hard targets that I had been previously. having a little bit of excess, a little bit of deficit, meant that for the week I managed my 2000 whatever, and then the 4000, or not usually 4000, but basically whatever exercise I did, I was able to spend at the weekend. That was working really well. But when I was in so much deficit, that wasn't showing up on my scales. Whatever exercise I was doing was cutting down on the deficit, but I was still sort of going for it on the weekend, and that, that led it from 16,000 to 22,000. I mean, at some stage it led it down to 8,000, and then all the way back up to 22,000 calorie deficit. So mid-May, I was like, listen, this isn't working. I'm not sticking to the hard targets. I'm not just eating what I exercise. There's extra variables thrown in, and it's just a little bit beyond me to control them, to like put my will into maintaining them properly. So I cut my losses, and for 2 weeks I had minuscule deficits. But then Ireland, at 6,757 calories, I ate too much. When I got home, I brought that down to 4,400, and last week, finally now back to my all-time structural low of 15 stone and 6 pounds. I brought that 6,700 calorie deficit down to 1,700. So over the last fortnight, I've worked 5,000 calories off without following that up by eating. So just like pure cycling or walking or whatever I was doing. So I thought I'd just do this update, go over that little bit of analysis, cover the cutting my loss of the soft target effect of Christmas. If I manage to somehow, I think it'll be into the new year that I make my goal, which was supposed to be before Christmas, of 13 stone. If I manage to make that before Christmas, once Christmas comes along, everything gets switched off, and whatever I end up adding weight wise in the new year, I'll just work that off. It shouldn't take long. Hard targets, say it's a half a stone like last year, by spring I'm back to 13 stone, and that's how I'll work it from then on. Hopefully I stay young of mind and body and fit enough to keep that going for as long as I can, and manage to stay at that weight. The other fear is, and I remember many years ago trying to lose weight and stay fit, maybe 15.5 stone is my thing. I'm going to challenge that, I'm going to test that, I'm going to push through it, I'm going to see, and hopefully in 6 weeks I'll be making another one of these videos. Bada bing, bada boom, 15 stone. So here's to that. If you want to see it, how I manage it, hit the yellow subscribe button there and hit like. It encourages me, and I want to hear from you, so comment in the box below, and I shall see you in the next one.